Welcome back, everybody. The Grand Tactician, Civil War. I'm Grandpa Gaming. This is episode 37 of our Rebel Summer 61 campaign using the a.o.m mod. So, where we last left off, we were tracing the First Corps Army of the James down the peninsula, and we've got them trapped right outside of Fortress Monroe, which is under besieged by the Coastal Department, so we should be able to take care of both corps with one fell swoop in this episode, I'm hoping. Rest of Virginia appears quiet for right now. No one's moved into the valley since we moved out the Army of Shenandoah, but that could change. Third Corps Army of Virginia is still sitting right outside Cumberland Gap. They haven't made any moves for an entire month, so I'm not expecting one, though I could be entirely wrong on that, but I'm not expecting it. The Army of Western Tennessee is still sitting at Caber, where they switched out with the Army of Kanawha, so they are both now resting up. Traveling Harem is still at Chicago, and they're going to remain there for the rest of the winter until the spring offensive begins. Engineer Corps is now just south of Lake Winnebago and getting ready to move up here to Ontonungan. And they're going to build a fortification up here and secure some iron and copper mines in the area for us. Indian Army is still at Duluth, trying to get their readiness up. So their readiness is at least into the arm to get them to start building a fortification here to fully secure the iron and copper mines in this area. Army of Mississippi is still sitting here at St. Paul, and it looks like the Army Southwest Missouri is slowly making a move in our direction again. So I'm not expecting much of an issue out of them outside of Lee's readiness being perpetually low throughout this entire campaign. I'm actually thinking about replacing the man at this point, but he'll remain in command for some time yet. But we'll probably easily send him off again and retreat back up to Georgetown, and then we'll attack them up there in the spring, possibly driving them up towards Canadian border at St. Vincent. The siege train is still at Des Moines, building the fortification here. Once that is complete, they will move over to Chicago and sit there with the Harem until the spring offensive. We have started raiding the fleets down here off of Galveston. Our Mobile-based squadron is on its way back over to Indianola is now besieged. I guess they got more. Corpus Christi was not blockaded before. I guess they got more ships in the region. But we're slowly trying to get rid of the blockade fleet off of Galveston. Once the rest of the frigates are complete, and they are at 53% now, we're going to add them to that fleet, and they should be able to clear it out at that point. We should have the firepower to do it, hopefully. And we'll have at least the western side of the Gulf Coast clear. And our new Great Lakes Squadron is currently transiting up to the Great Lakes. Hopefully take out the Erie Squadron up here and free up our ports with Canada. Hopefully they can do it. We did lose to Virginia 2 episodes ago, so it's only the Manassas and some third rates, a fourth rate, and the ship's tender gunboat. The two other ironclads are now at 77% completion. Securing the iron mines outside of Duluth, it really helped speed along the construction of these ships. So they're moving along at a much faster rate now. It should be done before the winter's over, hopefully, and I can add them into the fleet. And we can start wrecking the Federals out on the waters. All right, I think that covers everything for right now. So we're going to go into... Oh, wait, also, it's January 1st. So for the new year, we're going to read off all the battles that we have engaged in so far, and there is a lot of them. There are a lot. There's my 1862 sheet. There it is. We have been busy bees this entire campaign. So far, we have fought the battles of Manassas, Carrollton, Fredericksburg, 2nd Manassas, Fort Pillow, 2nd Carrollton, Jackson, 3rd Manassas, Winchester, 2nd Jackson, 4th Manassas, 3rd Carrollton, 5th Manassas, Nashville, 4th Carrollton, 3rd Jackson, 6th Manassas, Kingston, Cumberland Gap, Paducah, Springfield, 2nd Springfield, 7th Manassas, Leavenworth, New Madrid, 8th Manassas, 2nd Winchester, 3rd Winchester, St. Joseph, Mississippi River, St. Louis, 2nd Nashville, 2nd St. Joseph, 9th Manassas, Jefferson City Ferry, 2nd Cumberland Gap, Topeka, Cairo, Bloomington, 10th and 11th Manassas, 2nd Cairo and 3rd Cumberland Gap, Quincy, Illinois, 3rd Cairo, 4th Winchester, 4th and 5th Cairo, Petersburg, Richmond, 12th Manassas, Bloomfield, Iowa, 6th and 7th Cairo, 13th and 14th Manassas, 4th Cumberland Gap, St. Paul, 2nd St. Paul, 15th Manassas, 3rd and 4th St. Paul, 8th Cairo, 5th Winchester, 16th and 17th Manassas, 18th and 19th Manassas, 2nd Richmond, 5th Cumberland Gap, 4th St. Paul, 20th Manassas, 3rd Richmond, and 1st, 2nd, 3rd battles of Williamsburg. It has been a long campaign thus far. A lot of battles fought in the last 2 years, moving into the 3rd year of the war. All right, I think that covers everything for the recap, so let's go into the monthlies. All right, for the January monthly, current rating of our nation is B. It says B minus on the report here, but it's currently at B. We did cut another bond at $25 million, increasing our liability is 1.2, and that has to do with all the fortifications I've been building out west. They do cost quite a bit of money to construct. Current economy cycle is contraction, with our population below average and increasing. It says our tax revenues increased by $59 million. I'm not sure how true that is or not. We'll see. These reports are never really all that accurate. Total export volumes last month was 759 going out with 732 going in. So we're actually starting to get ahead of the game on the import exports. So that's a good sign. That means we're going to start generating more revenue. Average core production over the last 3 months, 165 million, a change of plus 2.9 million. So that's good, especially being in the winter months. And our economy lacks all the same stuff: coffee, flour, iron, and our stocks are full of fish, salt, and wood. So we're actually starting to catch up on some of those things, which is generally a fool's game, but taking all these mines up here in upper Michigan and Wisconsin has been a huge help to us, more so than I ever thought it would be. After all these years of playing this game, you still learn some new things every once in a blue moon. We're going to have finances. All right, we are starting to close it down. Total expenses were $649. We brought in $598, so we're actually closing that gap. That's actually really good. So if we can get down the army upkeep a little bit more, we'll get that gap shut down and actually start earning some money again. That's actually a really damn good sign. Expenditure-wise, Federals had a really big spend back in February, but other than that, we've been keeping a pace with each other on the expenditures every month. Kind of odd, but it is the way it is. All right, intelligence. All right, the North is working on USCT. They were working on that last month also. I don't know how long it's going to take them to complete that. And they've done a piece of railroad construction. I don't know how much that's going to help them or not. It says they recruit 550 men into 2 brigades. That's probably 2 full batteries of artillery, or 2 small regiments of cavalry. And they formed the Army of Pennsylvania, and they've also started construction of 2 new ships, probably to replace the ones that we've taken out in the last few actions. Maryland Federal Armies is currently at 74%. I think that's a high estimation for all the beatings that we've just given them in the last few episodes. I always think their estimations on their morale is always a bit high. Coming to strategy, national morale, they're currently 56 to our 85, but their support is higher than ours at 76 to our 66, but that's also because we control so much of their territory. It drags down our support. Yeah, it shows their morale at 64 to our 82. So that report's a little bit off. Men in the field, they have 227,819 in the field to our 192,991. Naval tonnage, they have 260,600 tons in the war to our 37,760. I never understood the AI's need to create so much Navy tonnage. I never really did. It's like Navy is not a big part of this campaign. Never is. Battles won. They're still sitting at 16 to our 105. Total casualties. Also, you gotta remember these battles count fort sieges and naval back actions. Total casualties, they're sitting at 246,248 to our 78,085. We are well ahead of them in casualties so far. It's been you can basically consider this almost a bloodless war for us at this point. Even though we're still having troop number issues, it's just not having enough people. So we've been doing really, really good in that department. All right, policies. We are currently working on Conscription Act 1. That's still going to take another 140 days to complete. So you're going to see me updating you on this exact one for the next few months going forward. It's due to our low state support that has taken such a long time. Projects. Let's go to assignable only. What do we got available to us? Finally, I can pick up some British artillery. We'll take that. I've been waiting for that. We start bringing in the 6-pound weirds, which I think are some of the best guns for taking out infantry in this game. And it doesn't look like there's much else I want to grab. I want to save the industrial subsidies for the next railroad I'm going to start building. Actually, you got to cover that railroad, see how far along it is. And suppress population. No, I'm going to hold off on that. I want another level of, what is it called? Another level of civil order, I believe. Or occupation administration. I want one of those two. So we'll hold off on that. So now we're going to grab out of here outside of the British guns for now. All right, I think that covers everything up to this point. So, I'll be back with the next incident. I do have an addition to the historical record for this episode, which we've not had in a while. And this is a report from First Sergeant Howard Gribbs of Sasha's Blacklegs in reference to the 4th Battle of St. Paul. Monday we formed and were ready for the Yankees. We were assigned to the left flank. Snowstorm arrived and continued throughout the day. It was dreadfully cold. It penetrated the soul. I told the men to lay their blankets on the ground. I told the men it would help some. There were some firings that hit our center, then they hit our right flank. Wait for the order to move. They moved forward and crushed their right flank. When the order came down to the old man, we moved forward and we did. I do not think that the Yankees figured out where our left flank was. Men were in good spirits in the snowstorm. We moved forward. Went forward in the snow and cold. They kept coming, and we gave them hot lead. We killed 352 Yankee and around 22 of the artillerymen. It was another foot race. The Yankees are so good at running. Once again, as always, thank you for adding to the historical record. I know we haven't had that in a while, but if you have a unit in the Army and you'd like to contribute to its story throughout the campaigns, do not forget to drop it into the Discord in the Unit Stories tabs, or you can email me directly with the Unit Stories at grumpy.grumpod.com, and I will gladly add into the historical record the prevailing episodes. So thank you to everybody who does take their time out to write these stories. They do add a lot to the what we have going on here. All right. So this is January 2nd. I decided... Oh, wrong army. There we go. So, the siege of Fortress Monroe just ended with a victory for us. And I was actually waiting for today to launch an attack in that direction, as I decided to let the men sleep over the New Year's hangover in Williamsburg before moving them on. It's going to be a little bit here before we get moved on to attack this. Map up to X5. There's really nothing else going on the map right now except our continued assault up the peninsula. It looks like Coastal Department's actually falling back in our direction. So let's see if we can force them off the peninsula right now. Santa fighting for the Union. It's actually one of my favorite Harper's Ferry's pictures there. Speaking of which, there's actually a man... I forget which art studio he works at, but he actually dresses like the Harper's Ferry Santa every year at Gettysburg, and looks amazing. You know, I got a picture of him somewhere I was looking for and I can't find. If I can find it, I'm going to post it up in Discord, but looks really good. And Coastal Department doesn't want to fight us. Let's see if we can run down First Corps. I don't think they're going to fight us either. Not looking like it. I wonder where the Coastal Department's running to. Hopefully it's out of Virginia. I don't want to have to chase them all over the damn countryside. And First Corps is moving too. Our Coastal Department moved onto the water. Where's First Corps going? They're building a supply depot here. Maybe I should have waited for them to complete it, but I probably would have just burned it down anyway because I'd have to pay for the maintenance of it. Wow, we were in green readiness, and in 2 days we went halfway down to yellow. The weather is really garbage right now. Where are they going? Went around us, gone to the water, back onto land. Sometimes the AI, with its escape moves, gets really annoying. And it looks like I'm going to be chasing these boys around for a bit, so hopefully we'll have an action before the month's out, or hopefully, even better, the Union actually sits still for the rest of the month and just lets their men rest. Right, it's now January 10th, and it looks like the Army of Southwest Missouri is trying to make a push out of the Northwest again and attacking us at St. Paul. This time it's the 1st and 3rd Corps, and every time I think my phone's on silent. Ugh. Under command of Grenville Dodge, who is the commander of the First Corps. The Army commander's right here, but he's just outside of combat radius, so he's actually not going to make it for the battle. So we got Third Corps bringing 13,538 men and 30 guns, and First Corps bringing 16,214 men and 40 guns. They're still 7 hours away, but it is 15:30. It's the end of the day. Day ends in an hour and a half, basically. So we'll be fighting both corps. They're bringing a total of 28,156 infantry, 607 cavalry, and 70 guns. Going against my 19,040 infantry, 1,490 cavalry, and 29 guns under Lee. So, we may have an issue here, we may not. We'll see. The artillery might be the telling part. To be honest with you, if we can't knock out the guns as they're coming up, they might actually be the telling part of this battle. But, let's jump in here and see if we can't see these boys off once again and keep them trapped up here in the frozen north. Welcome, my grunts, to the 5th Battle of St. Paul. We are once again on the Coddington map for this battle, and we're not defending in a place I really wanted to defend, though it is open terrain, which is good for us in our fields of fire. But with the numbers disparity, it's not looking too hot. So I had initially thought about actually moving up here to defend at the bridges, and then realized, hey, we're in Minnesota and it's winter. The river's frozen, so doesn't make much point in defending at the river, as the Federals can cross wherever the hell they please at this point. There's a snowstorm right now. It's 22 degrees, as you can see by the weather right here. It is pretty nasty. So my plan for right now is to defend back at the defense point. I have the CSMC division on the left with the 1st CSMC Battery A, Imperial Old Guards, and the 2nd CSMC. We have Canty's division in the center with Queen Vicky's Verb, Crawford's Battery, 1st CS, and 11th Georgia Volunteer Infantry. They're in the center because they are the largest division with almost 8,000 men. I have Hebert's 2 cavalry brigades on the right, dismounted in loose order. North Georgia Mounted Rifles and Ashby Jr., 7th Virginia Cavalry Brigade, with the artillery division lined up behind, and I'm holding Clark in reserve for a possible counterpunch. It's 1500. There's not much time left in the day. Maybe the 1 corps will approach us before the rest arrive. So I'm holding the Yell County Rifles, Sasha's Blacklegs, and the Danish Life Guards there, just in case we can counterpunch. My initial plan for this battle, which is contrary to a lot of battles I fight, is I'm going to use skirmishers from all 9 of my brigades. I'm going to set up one brigade of skirmishers is going to be up here in town. Another brigade's going to be on this rail line here. And the other brigade skirmishers are going to be on this rail line here. So it's going to be level skirmishers up here in town. Cavender's skirmishers over here on this rail line. And Clark's on this rail line. So as they get beat and pushed back, it'll be falling back into each of the defense divisions. And that's the plan for right now, is slow them down, get an eye on what they're doing. Hopefully my skirmishers won't be caught forward and put into a weird position at the end of the day. I may just hold the skirmishers in this zone until the end of the day and move them forward there for day 2, which is probably the better option. We deploy them up here and we get the overnight redeploy. Skirmishers can end up anywhere on the map. I've seen them end up on the far side of the map or even within the federal units at the start of the next day where they just get butchered, which just makes no sense in my book because they should be falling back. AI should automatically place them back with their brigades, but it does not. So, yeah, I think I'm going to hold them here for first day and start second day, push them into town where I want them, because I doubt we're going to see the Federals in an hour and a half, especially in this weather. They're entering up here north of Claypool House. Yeah, it's a better option. Just hold on to the skirmishes until the morning. All right, like I said, so we're set up. That's our defense. Just got to wait for the Federals to show up. And like I said, it'd be more than likely day 2, as the day is going to end in an hour and a half, as it is January. All right, it's now the morning of day 2, and it is... Weather has actually gotten worse. We still have a snowstorm. The temperature has dropped to 5 degrees Fahrenheit. I have no idea what that is in centigrade for my European viewers, but it's pretty damn cold. So somehow the Federals yesterday and today have higher morale than us. We're at 39.3 morale. They're at 56.6. After their long march down through really bad weather to get to us, in a state fully under our control, somehow the morale is better than ours. I don't know how that is, but it is the way it is. But we didn't take too much in the way of attrition. We only had 62 men go missing overnight, and the Union had, it says 12 here, total 10 here. That doesn't make sense. And also one of my battery commanders was wounded on overnight. Major Hodge of Hodge's battery was wounded overnight. So probably fell into the campfire drunk. So the Federals aren't too far away from us. I do have all of my skirmishers up in town now. I have a line of skirmishers here at the river, a line of skirmishers back here along the railroad line, and a line of skirmishers back here along the fence line. Yep, and there's our first sighting on the Federals. 1st Brigade, 3rd Corps, 800 men. Actually, my skirmishers could probably see them off on their own. It's now 1863, so an 800-man brigade is not out of the question. That we know that they have upwards of over 30,000 men. Actually, let's look at those numbers again. This is not accurate yet. It will become more accurate as the day goes on. They're showing 29,000 men in the field right now. That number may change. But still gonna be a few minutes yet before they arrive at us, so I'll be back. Hey, you know what? Screw that. I don't want to mess with things too much. I'll run it up to X5. So anybody who plays this game knows running the timestamp up can mess with the AI, so I try not to do it too often. But they're right here and fairly close by, so why not? And if anybody's wondering what tonight's battle brew is, Sexton Irish Whiskey. Support brigade. 700 is even weaker unit. Not too bad for his volley from the skirmishers. You're not even firing back yet. What is going on? I don't mind. I'll let these men stay here till they run out of ammunition, recall them, and just bleed out the Federals on their way to our main line. Now, not really sure if they're coming at us from any other direction. There's the other road. I don't hear anything coming along that road, so that's not a worry. These boys are out of ammo and they are retreating, so I am going to recall that detachment. Oh, did I just recall the whole division's detachments? I did. No big deal, I can just have them reform. Already caused around 250 casualties. We're at 70, but like I said, that was mostly overnight attrition. So we were at 60 overnight, so they caused 8 casualties to us so far. Not in the best position, but it's most cover, so we're going to leave them there for now. gardener's men, so bring your boys in. It's a shame I couldn't put any men in the houses here to hold out a bit longer. In that river. You boys move forward and hit that mass. I want to try and give the AI a chance, but that's just way too tempting to target down there. If I had some artillery up close, I'd be bombarding that right now. What the hell are you boys doing? coming, boys. Got plenty more skirmishers for you. These are still all third corps. Yeah, we haven't seen first corps yet. You do some decent damage to them so far. I think this skirmisher unit just had too many units firing at the same time. They broke fairly easily. I don't think this other corps is helping with the attack right now. This is still coming up the road. Yeah, I can still hear them coming on the road down here, so they're arriving. No shame, boys. Did a good job. You could have used more of your ammunition up first. chilling, boys. Got one more line of skirmishers for you. Must have been what it was like with the Federals trying to fight their way through Fredericksburg after crossing the river. But this time they had one to walk across. And I'm up to 650 casualties already. Not too bad. Up your ammo, you're the lifeguards. Bring them in. It's fine when skirmishers come in. If you have units laying down, they stand back up once the skirmishers come in, which is really annoying. Looks like it'll be a little bit before they hit my final line of skirmishers, so I'll be back. Alright, it's now 10:48, and the Federals are hitting my final line of skirmishers at this point. And we're starting to see some forces from the other corps mixed in with the 3rd. So we've drugged the power bar in our direction a little bit, but not enough so far. We've taken 348 casualties to their 750. So we have dropped their morale down to 50. Ours is raised to 40. It's not much of a difference, though. So my skirmishers would have done a little more damage up here in town, but there was a lot more weight of fire on us than we had on them. So the 2 units of skirmishers that are still out are the Yale County Rifles and Sasha's Blacklegs. On the left and right, respectively. I'm actually wondering if my strength report is anywhere near accurate, as some of these brigades are very heavily understrained. Celsius Brigade's at 600 men. This brigade's was at 450, is now 350. This brigade has 850. Start roll to 400. I don't think my strength reports are accurate in the least bit. 85 men in this brigade. How the hell does it even still exist? I don't think it will after this battle if we get close enough to get at least one volley into it. boys getting flanked out, but hang in there as long as you can. Oh, you're already down to 4 rounds. Whoa. Same with you boys. Alright, let's just recall. They're getting flanked and we'll start making some weird movements, so might as well just bring them in. This is where we take most of our casualties, is on the withdrawal and skirmishers. They're withdrawing the skirmishers. They should be firing behind them as they withdraw. It's a little annoying that they don't. Sasha's boys are. Hill County's not. Alright, looks like that's going to be it until they hit our main line. So I'll be back. Alright, it's now 11:30. We're starting to spot the 1st Infantry approaching our main line. They actually got fairly close, well within artillery distance before we actually started spying them again. Right now it's only the 3 brigades that we see, though. This is about the point where we start seeing them, so it's more definitely right behind. Looking at the Excelsior Brigade, 2nd Brigade, 2nd Division, 3rd Corps, and 4th Brigade, 3rd Division, 3rd Corps. So they're not even attacking these 5th Division, 3rd Corps. 5th Division, 3rd Corps. They're not even attacking with their divisions intact. You see, you just saw these men marching. Now we don't see them again. I'm not sure if they laid down or the weather's just that bad. The weather's just that bad. Thankfully, I believe we did slow down their artillery for the most part. I did not see any of it at the river outside of 1 battery. So that should help us out here. Hopefully we can see these brigades off without too much issue. Lower their morale just that bit more. We already have them at 900 casualties, which is 3% of their force. But we're sitting at 420, which is 2% of ours. We cannot take the same amount of damage as them. We got them down to 49.8 morale. We are still currently sitting at 40.7. So I know some of the units we did break already, and we did break a few, have already reformed. Otherwise the morale would be lower. Get ready to stand up, boys. Yeah, give it to him. Give me one more volley, I'll lay you back down. On your bellies, boys. It looks like they did not like that reception and want no more of it. Oh, that's a unit we broke already. 55 men, 25 out of action. This is a non-existent cavalry unit. It's basically 1 squadron right there. moving to our right. They may not see the cavalry laying down here. Battery of artillery. These guns are on count of battery. Take whatever guns they have show up down. Boys get real close with the cavalry. They're actually sending more forces over here than I thought they would. That's it. Lay him down in rows over there. Man, Sasha's with a big hit. 85 men in that brigade. Come forward, boys. One good volley should lay you all low. Damn, Excelsior's just standing there eating it. You wipe out that 85 men there? Can't tell. You guys swing out and we'll see if they're gone or not. Nothing loose order, right? Yeah. Boys just can't lay there and take it. Get into them. Please come over here and get ready to fill that spot in. Good wipe out that brigade. Skirmishers, see off those batteries. Ganty's wounded. Looks like somebody's getting a divisional promotion soon. All right, you boys. There you go. Anyway, weren't firing for a second there. George and some skirmishers take care of that. And there goes the 7th. Kind of knew that was going to happen. Dane's getting line on the end over here. Alright, push out. I know there's more guns. Why you can't see guns that are right in front of you firing is beyond me. Let's see if they're going to start pushing in again. Doesn't look like they want to. Not see one of my batteries break. Let's just get the whole division down here. That battery's still there. Go get rid of them boys. I really want to push in and see these boys off. I know it's going to devolve into a running battle, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait for them to reform and try to come at us again. Looks like things are going to be quiet for a little bit. Like I said, I want them to reform and come again. Let's see if we can't get ourselves a major victory out of this. We've already got them up to 12% casualties. So they may come at us again, or they may withdraw overnight. It's already 1330. We'll wait and see if they come back at us again. Alright, it's now 1350. Looks like we have a few separate brigades here coming forward on their own that we should easily see off. Like they're already sending already chewed up units again. Instead of, I know there's some fresh brigades that have not fought, but they're sending some chewed up units at us. Don't understand the reasoning behind it. This Excelsior Brigade's being smart about it. Anyway, there's a fresh brigade. Alright, looks like they're backing off for the minute, so I'll be back. Alright, it's now 14:30. Looks like we have a small attack coming in on our left over here. Nothing too crazy. Once again, it's already chewed up brigades that they are sending back into it. There goes that brigade already. Slowly getting messages of federal brigades withdrawing from the field. So, not holding out hopes for them to hang on until day 3. They keep sending forward these little skirmisher detachments to retake their batteries. Oh, that's an actual real battery right there. So, now my skirmishers go hit them next. At least something's coming forward. I'd like to say they're massing up for an assault, but I really can't tell. Because it seems like they're sending more forces over here to my right. Which is the weakest point of my line, because it's 2 spread out brigades, but the Yell County Rifles are right behind them, so it's going to be a good spot to attack once I move them into position. I didn't want you hitting that infantry. Recall. Coming to range of Queen Vicky. Come on. Brand new brigade almost. I really don't think the Federals want too much more of this battle, to be honest with you. If they don't make any more attacks for nightfall, I think they will withdraw overnight. I'll be back if something else happens. Alright, it's now 15:30. We just have this one lone brigade come forward. As you notice now, I do have the Yell County Rifles out on the right. As I did spot some cavalry out here. Looked like they were trying to find a way around our flank. So I had Yell County sit them off pretty quickly. So far, the Federals just seem to be running more batteries forward, which I've been sending out skirmishers to take care of as I spot them. Because for some reason, their batteries can see me, but we can't see them, so I got to keep sending the skirmishers out for them. It gets a little annoying. making a push on my right. It just might be. It seems to be where most of their forces are massed up with over here. Looks like this might be a general push. Much of one, apparently. Let's push. Let's try and get the guys boxed in on the flank here. I'm getting tired of this little game Federals are playing with us. Who's wounded? Fisher. I mean, as soon as I stand them up and start pushing them forward, it gets me, really. Tried something of a general push, not much out of it, though. More brigades coming forward. There's the Peralta Brigade. We have the Excelsior, the Gibraltar. We have the New York Irish Brigade with me too. That'd be the trifecta of the New York Fighting Brigades. General advance. Let's go get them. I am done with this. Here's the Iron Brigade West. Move out to their gun line. Make sure you don't take them back. Now you gotta wonder who's attacking who. Boys got the danger of go out and Danes, go out and get them. Show them some of that Viking blood of yours. Don't run past those boys, shoot them. There's a lot of Federals back over here. Get rid of those Marines. Room for USMC when we have the CSMC. That'll do it. Major victory right there. There they go. USMC. Cavalry, where are you? Get up here. Need to run those boys down. Yeah, they're getting away. Speed this along. I'm going to say that battle went a lot better than I thought it would, especially with the, I was able to more effectively use my skirmishers than normal, and with them, trying to bring batteries forward without protection, that allowed me to just able to keep everything down with skirmishers. Really did help a lot. So we took down 6,500 of their 27,000 infantry, 100 and 600 cavalry, 780 guns, total loss of 7,000 of their 29,000 men. We lost 2,359 of our 19,035 infantry. That's a big loss for us compared to their numbers. 300 of our 1,489 cavalry, 3 of our 29 guns. Total loss of 2,691 of our 20,903 men. And we also did lose a few officers wounded. All right, strength reports. Herbert's Cavalry, 7th Virginia Cavalry Brigade. 19 dead, 120 wounded, 30 missing. Aggregate strength 496, 25% casualties. North Georgia Mounted Rifles, 23 dead, 86 wounded, 22 missing, total of 131. Aggregate 693, 16% casualties, 20% for the division. Canty's Division, 11th Georgia Volunteers. 75 dead, 248 wounded, 52 missing for a total of 375, aggregate of 1,970, 16% casualties. Queen Vicky's Verb, 45 dead, 154 wounded, 32 missing for a total of 231, aggregate of 2,052, 10% casualties. 1st CS Infantry, 51 dead, 231 wounded, 45 missing for a total of 327, aggregate of 2,156, 13% casualties. Crawford's Battery, 3 dead, 6 wounded, 1 missing, total of 10. Aggregate of 22 men, 31% casualties, 13% for the division. Clark's Division. Danish Lifeguards, 54 dead, 326 wounded, 55 missing, total 435, aggregate of 1,342, 24% casualties. Yell County Rifles, 29 dead, 219 wounded, 41 missing, total 289. Aggregate strength 1,449, 17% casualties. Sasha's Blacklegs, 42 dead, 218 wounded, 58 missing, total 318. Aggregate strength 1,758, 15% casualties. McGowan's Battery, 5 dead, 6 wounded, 2 missing, total 13. Aggregate of 32, 29% casualties, 18% for the division. CSMC Division, 1st CSMC, 40 dead, 139 wounded, 23 missing, total 202, aggregate of 1,755, 10% casualties. 2nd CSMC, 14 dead, 33 wounded, 6 missing, total 53, aggregate of 2,055, 3% casualties. Imperial Old Guards, 15 dead, 95 wounded, 19 missing, total 129, aggregate strength 2,139, 6% casualties. CSMC Battery A, 0 dead, 0 wounded, 1 missing. Aggregate strength 47, 2% casualties from 1 man. 6% for the division. Wilcox Batteries. No dead or wounded. Some men missing from the overnight attrition. 3% casualties from the overnight attrition. These men will be hunted down and branded as deserters. All right, who did we lose wounded? Major General Canty is wounded. He's going to get replaced. And Brigadier General Fisher of Sasha's Blacklegs is wounded. And I know there was somebody else. Major Hodge of Hodge's Battery is wounded. All right, combat reports. 7th Virginia Cavalry did 339 to infantry. North Georgia Mounted Rifles did 133 to infantry, 11 artillery, total 144. Division total 483. Canty's Division, 11th Georgia Volunteers, did 892 to infantry, 79 to artillery patrol, 971. Queen Vicky's Verb did 557 to infantry, 67 to artillery patrol, 624. 1st CS did 781 to infantry, 4 to cavalry, 128 to artillery for a total of 913. Crawford's Battery did 65 to infantry, 6 to artillery, total 71. Division total 2,579. Right now it looks like the 1st CS is going to get the seal of approval. 1st CSMC did 504 to infantry, 28 to artillery, total 534. 2nd CS, 416 to infantry, 25 to artillery, total 441. Imperial Old Guard, 633 to infantry, 19 to cavalry, total 654. CSMC Battery A, 120 to infantry, 37 to artillery, total 158. Damn, they did good. Division total 1,787. Did I miss somebody? I don't think I did the Clark's Division here. Danish Lifeguards did. Nope, Danish Lifeguards get the Grumpy Seal of approval. They did 920 to infantry, captured 18, 8 to artillery, patrol 949. Beat out the 1st CS by just a tiny bit. Yale County Rifles did 648 to infantry, 39 to cavalry, 1 to artillery, patrol 689. Sasha's Blacklegs did 395 to infantry, 20 to cavalry, 16 to artillery, patrol 431. McGowan's Battery did 46 to infantry, 10 to artillery, patrol 57. Division total 2,126. Wilcox Artillery. None of these are your units. Division total is 247. Now let's see if we got any of the federal officers. Wounded Colonel Morris of the 1st U.S. Cavalry Battalion. Wounded Lieutenant Colonel Keefa, 1st Battery of the 4th Division. 3rd Corps we're looking at here. Wounded Brigadier General Shaw of the 1st Brigade. Wounded Lieutenant Colonel Gamble and Lieutenant Colonel Kelly. Wounded Lieutenant Colonel Shepard and Colonel Barnes. Check here. And we got 7 of their officers, a few battery commanders, some brigade commanders. None of their divisional officers, though, which sucks. Considering we lost one of ours. I'll get closed out of here, and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Glorious victory at the 5th Battle of St. Paul. General Shaw loses face over it. Didn't we wound him? Oh, that's BS. Blame it on a man that we wounded. You gotta be kidding me. 5th Battle of St. Paul's ended 1st Corps and 3rd Corps retreating in panic. The Army's reported suffered total casualties of 7,108 men. There are 1,091 killed, 1,260 captured. Our casualties total 2,691 men, 415 killed, 395 missing, and the rest are wounded. Captured 2,942 rifles and 23 guns from the field and sent 1,280 soldiers off to our prison camps. Not a bad haul. Not a bad haul at all. I think we could have done better casualty-wise. I still have 2 more corps sitting in the wing. But, really nothing we can do about that. Let's get this one rolled off. Looks like these guys are out of the peninsula and retreating northwards. Very good. It's going to take forever for the Army Shenandoah to get... See, these guys are able to run as far as they want. It's going to take me forever to get back up the valley to Richmond and get the Army Shenandoah back into Winchester. It's going to take forever. Looks like the Federals are stacking up out here again. How is our fleet doing? All right, full readiness once again. Captured ships are repairing. And I rename, oh, except for the Bainbridge, I gotta redo this one. Now the CSS Bainbridge. Bainbridge, Brooklyn, and Wyandotte are 3 captured ships that are in repair and waiting to go out to the fleet. The other 3 frigates are at 58%. The Atlantic and Georgia are now at 80% complete. That's a good jump. I don't think I covered the railroad earlier like I said I was going to. That is now 83% of the way complete, so that is almost finished. Just gotta wait for this battle to roll off. Go away, boys. Go. See, the Army commander's already leaving. Why aren't you boys leaving? There we go. Ah, crap. I know. Damn it. All right, Jones took over. All right, Jones was commander of the first CS. So it looks like they put Holmes in charge of the CS. And he's a regular, so I don't mind that. That's fine. And holy crap, Jones has got some good stats. He actually would have not been my first choice, but those are some really good damn stats. Actually, let's promote you to Major General since you're taking the division. I got no problem with that whatsoever. Those are some really good stats. I would have given it to somebody more senior, but I ain't going to complain about that. How are we doing over here? Started moving these boys on the 2nd, and it's 12 days later, and they're barely outside of town. Oh, my God. That is what happens, though. All right, but I do believe we're going to end this episode here. That battle took a lot longer than I had anticipated it taking us. So I'm out of record time if I want to get this video out on schedule. So once again, if you're a new viewer, return viewer, not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. Remember, hit that bell icon so the next video comes out. Follow along in the series and enjoying it. Don't forget to bayonet that like button and butt stroke that comment section. And I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.